we also need to talk about feeling. Words have feelings too. If you look at a girl and she say, she's skinny, 但是是好还是不好?
In Asia, it's fantastic.
Still not good. Because of the English feeling of that word. Skinny has a negative feeling. 它的意思是不健康的 too skinny. 它的意思瘦没问题，可是它的感觉是不好。Okay? If we say thin, no real feeling, positive, negative, it's not that bad. This is kind of neutral. But if she's pretty, if she's thin and pretty, then you can say slender. Slender, 真的好的感觉。它们的意思都是一样的，都是瘦，可是感觉不一样。Okay? We call this connotation. A good dictionary will always let you know about the connotation.
How about slim?
Slim is another good one. Slim suggests that you have lost some weight, that you're looking healthy. It's a good word. Yeah. Okay. Even for words that have a negative meaning, sometimes you can have a positive feeling. Like usually when we say fat, it sounds bad, right? He's fat, she's fat. It sounds really negative. But if you can say she is very well cushioned. You know a cushion, like what you put on a chair?
Right.
You know?
Well, cushion.
Very soft. Okay, this is, for more adult conversations, but, right? That sounds a bit more positive. For guys, we don't like to be called fat, but if you say he's very sturdy, sturdy means like solid. If you push him, he won't fall over.
Sturdy.
Maybe it's because he's this big, but the word that we can use there doesn't sound as negative. Okay? So, words have feelings as well. There are other things that we have to look at though. If we talk about a sentence, some words like to go together, some words do not. For example, 吃药. 英文的 take medicine, not eat medicine. If you eat medicine, it has a really weird idea. Medicine, yum, 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 right? There's this idea that you're eating it for a meal, because that's what eat means in English. So you don't eat medicine in English. You take medicine. It could be taking it in your mouth or taking it through a needle, but we take medicine. That's collocation.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you guys say eat soup instead of drink soup?
Because usually soup you have to chew. For us, drinking means that you don't have to chew it. You just swallow it. So, 珍珠奶茶 is a bit of a problem for English speakers. Because do you eat it or do you drink it?
Drink.
But yeah, you still have to chew it, right? So
if you don't chew, you will get choked.
Exactly. So for us, that's a bit of it's kind of more like soup, right? So we talk about eating soup. You can drink a broth. For us, a broth is specifically a soup that has a lot of water. It has no chunks, nothing solid in it. Okay? So a broth is basically chicken juice or, beef juice, right? But, doesn't sound, it tastes better than it sounds, right? It's very, very thin soup. There's nothing solid. So that you can drink. But something, when we use the word soup, we usually mean there's stuff in it. So if you try to just drink it, you'll you'll choke.
So when referring to broth, you guys use drink.
Usually, yeah.
Okay. But don't you don't say eat.
Not usually.
Not usually.
Most of the time, when we use this word, we're talking about how to make the food. So when we talk about making food, there are different kinds of soup. There are broths, and there are. There's. Let me just one moment. Chowder was the other one. Yes.
Clam chowder.
Yeah.
Clam chowder is you guys say eat.
Yeah, this would be kind of the opposite of broth. Broth is very it's like water with some flavor. A chowder is much more solid. It's like pudding with chunks. Okay, so depending on how you make it. So when we use these words, though, we usually use them to talk about how we make the food. And then when we talk about eating it, if it's a meal, we eat.
So okay, if I make a sentence like this, my mother cooked broth for us to broth. Okay, my mother cooked the broth for us to drink. Do you think that is a weird sentence to you?
It would work, but it depends on the context.
Okay.
All right. Like with a lot of things, this collocation talks about which words are together, but also which ideas. If you are lying in bed and you're really, really sick, and you can't chew anything, you can't swallow a lot, you're really sick, then maybe your mother will make a broth for you to drink because you're not eating it, because you're too sick. But if you say, let's sit down and have dinner, then we won't talk about drinking our dinner, right? We eat dinner. So this idea goes with bigger ideas as well. But we have what the word means, the word's feeling, what it goes with, what it goes together with in a sentence, and all of this stuff, what we call derivation, where the word comes from. So we can use the word origin. Origin meaning the beginning of the word. Where did this idea start? What language did it come from? Okay. The thing is, these are all questions we need to ask if we really want to understand a word. If all you want to do is memorize it for a test, fire, trade, water, then it doesn't make a difference because tomorrow you'll forget it anyway, right? But if you really want to learn a word, then you have to go past just the meaning. You have to ask the other questions as well. Okay? And this isn't just English. This is Chinese too. If I want to learn how to use Chinese well, I can't just say, fire, hua, because it won't always be true, right? Okay, so this idea was a very important part of how to use this, all right? If you're going to use a dictionary, you need to ask the right questions here as well. But what other questions do you guys have? As I said, there's a fair bit more I'd like to tell you about, but if you have some questions, I would like to start with those. So, 有没有学英文的字的问题？
So you mean why the word is spelling like
why the word is spelled that way, or problems with learning words, or anything about how to learn English words, or a word that I can help you with. If it starts with your question, then you can learn better.
Okay, I have a question. I have a problem. With the suffix of suffix er and or. For example, supervise, supervision, and supervisor. I always forgot to use er or or. For example, texture, text. hey, for example, this cup is for the customer to test. So it is a tester. So T-S-T-E-R or T-S-T-O-R. I always have this kind of problem. So sometimes if I spell a word, I was so afraid that I would spell it the wrong way. I don't know whether it is E-R or O-R, although E-R and O-R both are suffix for a stuff.
For a person.
Right.
Who does something.
Of course, right.
Well.
So tester, it is T-S-T-E-R or T-S-T-O-R. Supervisor, we all know it is S-U-P-R-V-I-S-O-R.
Some of them.
Runner.
Some of them don't matter because most people use them wrong. And so the end result is everybody gets them wrong anyway. But there are some where it does matter. Well, that's one where, honestly, I haven't looked into that question myself before, but that's an easy one to ask about.